Hi, welcome back, and this is finally the second video. It's here. Sorry it was a bit late because this December it's quite busy. I figured I'm just not gonna wait for the perfect time and just do it like this because otherwise I won't be able to do it. So anyway, today I will talk about where I am now, which is quite easy because I'm just here at home. Like literally I am a stay-at-home mom. That's the arrangement at the moment, and I'm quite blessed and thankful. We do have some sacrifices financially. For example, I don't go to the salon to have my hair done. If I need it shorter, then I just cut it myself. That's why it looks like this, but yeah, it's all natural. Sometimes my husband does it for me if I can't reach the back. And most of my son's clothes are secondhand. And then most of the toys, I think. Most of the toys. Yes, I do get a little bit of money from editing templates in CapCut. It used to pay really well like years ago when I started. But recently they've changed their reward system, so it's not really enough anymore. So that's why we do have to make sacrifices somewhere just so we can sustain this arrangement for our family. And for us it works. As a stay-at-home mom, I mostly manage things at home and most of the things to do with our son, especially now that he started school. There's just more things to think about. Those are like the invisible workload that I did not expect that came with motherhood. I mean, I guess I already knew because growing up we could kind of see our parents manage all these things, but doing it myself is just different. Sometimes I just cannot realize how hard it is unless you're actually doing it yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. One of the things that really get me the most is thinking about what to eat every day. What I mean is, before we had a child, I could just eat whatever. You know, me and my husband, we could just basically eat whatever we want. But since having a child, it's just more thought into it. Like, he needs to have a balanced meal. Like, is he getting enough fruits and vegetables in a day? Is he getting enough carbohydrates or protein? Things like that. So I have to plan way ahead. And then right now, every time after he comes home from school, he's always hungry. Well, the first thing he always says when I pick him up is, "Mommy, I'm hungry." So aside from all the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I also have to think about snacks that is nutritious for him. Magbisaya na lang ko, B! You know, that's what I said from the previous video. I'm not very good at being an adult, I think, in my perspective. So, basic things like doing the dishes, doing the laundry, the upkeep of the house is too much. Aside from that, I have to think about, are we getting enough family time together? Am I spending enough time with my son? I don't know how others do it, especially the parents that work full-time. We've tried that when my son was younger. I worked full-time. I noticed that I just couldn't pay attention to the house as much as I want to. After doing laundry, the clean clothes would just pile up. Sometimes in his crib, it would just pile up. And then sometimes if we need something like clean socks, sometimes we dig it from there. It felt like there was no time to fold the clothes and put it back. Is this boring? Is this a boring topic? It's just basic daily tasks that I'm struggling with. Now that I don't have a job. I've made myself a schedule, because if I don't, I'm just like a headless chicken doing this and not finishing that and moving on to the next thing that I wanted to do. Now that my son goes to school, there's more time for me to catch up with housework and think of other things like his projects, homework. I just prioritize. What are the tasks at home that is just daily, that if you don't do it, it will just become overwhelming? So for me, that's dishes, keeping on top of the dust. That's why dust settles on surfaces. It's because I don't vacuum enough. Wiping the kitchen counters, cleaning the toilet. With laundry, I used to do once a week. I need to keep on top of that, make sure he's got his uniform ready, so I do twice a week now. Wow, this is such an interesting topic. I did not expect it to be like this, but that's the reality. That's where I am now. It just feels like there's so many things that has to get done, but then at the end of the day, I look back, have I done something productive today? It just feels like I haven't done anything. But during the day, it always feels like I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, and now it's time to pick him up from school. Why is that? It's like, is there a parallel universe inside the home, or is it just me? And I just need to manage my time even better. That's not the point. Now that I say it out loud, it doesn't seem much. And so I'm quite confused why I'm struggling. And then when he comes home from school, it's like this time crunch that you need to get everything done before bedtime. You're probably thinking, so who cares? It sounds like, it really does sound like I'm complaining, but I'm very grateful that I get to stay home and just focus on making sure our son's needs are met. And also my husband's, make the house presentable when he comes home so he's not stressed. But it's not like when he comes home, he just puts his feet up and then he rests. No, my husband's really good at doing his part. We've divided some things. People might judge me for this. You might say, oh, you don't work, and your husband still does some of the chores. For me, we are a team. We just keep communicating, like if one of us is struggling, then the other one could help. So why not? It's teamwork. It's been working out pretty well. Am I gonna publish this video or just keep it for myself? I would like to add that in terms of motherhood, the invisible mental load of like thinking about the whole well-being of our child is like, or maybe I'm just an overthinker because I keep searching developmentally accepted, or like, I don't know, I should just stop this video really. Well, I should just stop. So next time I will talk about what's next for me, just to set up your expectation. It's gonna be a bit similar to this video. Content idea. I'm quite interested in toys that encourages open-ended play, and I can tell you about that if you want. I can tell you what kinds of toys worked for us, for my son. Also, I can talk about our traditions, holiday traditions as well. Oh yeah, I like those. I like getting ideas from other families, what they do. So maybe that will be a fun one. That's all for now. Thank you for your patience and for watching until the end if you stayed. Wow, you're a trooper. See you next time. Bye.